Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ongoing Mastery Presenting and Speaking. And today we have an interview with the one, the only Precious Williams. And I am not going to even try to tell you who this woman is. I'm going to let her tell you who she is. Precious, would you please share with the class?
Yes, my name is Precious Williams. I'm the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. And people bring me, companies, corporations, nonprofits, and foundations bring you in to show where the money reside, where the money reside. And it really resides in creating killer pitches that pay and slay. And as a 13-time national elevator pitch champion, a 4-time number one best-selling author of books on pitching, the pitch trainer and co-host of a new national television show that debuts on Fox this fall, training over 300 pitch champions, raising millions of dollars for women's businesses to grow and scale. I've learned a lot on this journey. So when they call me the killer pitch master, it's because I've been slay all competition. When I started, I was working with women entrepreneurs who had kind of hit a plateau in their business and didn't know how to create the right messaging that will bait, attract, and close with ease. Whether they were reaching other women, whether they were reaching a different demographic, different audiences, or they needed investments in their company, or they needed media to be able to scale and grow. And since most of my media is earned media, I didn't pay for it, from being in Forbes magazine, CNN, Wall Street Journal, Shark Tank season 8 in 2016. 7 of my clients successfully appeared on Shark Tank and were funded. It's been this come full circle where I only started pitching to raise money for my business because people told me I was too fat, too Black, and didn't have an Ivy League degree. And I'm actually glad that they told me that, because that forced me to get out there and go about it in a different way. And so through pitching and being able to be successful for myself, being able to train other women and men, and now the LinkedIn's, the Googles, the Microsofts of the world, I've come full circle. And yeah, so I went from being the killer pitch master to now the pitch queen.
Yes.
And
Oh,
that's me, Precious Williams, in a nutshell.
I am so happy to have you on here. And here's the thing that's killing me is Kelly wanted to be on because she adores you as much as I do, and was like, I can't see Precious. And I'm like, you're just gonna have to watch the recording. I'm sorry, but
He's that way sometimes.
so you have, my God, you've got so much going on. You've had a pretty intense career in your entire life, but the last, what is it, couple months, last year? I'm
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
been it has been. So when I walked out of darkness in late 2018, I had a high paying job that, I respectfully did not want, because I wanted to be Precious Williams, the killer pitch master. And I had to step out on faith. Like, there was no guarantee that Perfect Pitches was going to take off again. No guarantee. But I had to at least try. And the reason why I'm saying that is because as a Black woman, there are people that want you in certain boxes. And so some other people are told to go find your bliss, find your passion, all those other kind of things. But when you have like a terminal degree, I'm a former attorney, stay there, that's safe. I don't live life to be safe. I live life to be a rocking ball. So when I started, Perfect Pitches by Precious again, no one wanted to really do anything with me. So I took, free speaking gigs, and that turned everything around. So my first speaking gig was at Bottomless Closet, who then introduced me to Viacom, Saturday Night Live, J. Jill, and Style Magazine, led to an influencer contract with Smart and Sexy Lingerie. And then we just started taking off. And then I wrote my first book when I was 40, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, for women entrepreneurs and speakers only. Told the title wouldn't sell. Number one bestseller, Billboard and Times Square, and Forbes magazine reviewed the book. And my book coach said, you got to keep writing a book a year.
book a year. Okay.
And I have,
Wow.
just strength, which is so crazy. She said, because the audience is feeding off of you. She said, you're in a rare situation. You had a name. I said, my name was Mud. She said, but people know the killer pitchmaster. And so, as much as we all want to run out, and as much as we all want to run out and be New York Times bestsellers and everything, or sell things for 99 cents on Amazon, I wanted to sell at full price, start with Amazon, and it worked. And so just challenging the system. My second book, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, the workbook, another number one bestseller. Then my third book, Pitching for Profit, the Bad Bitches Playbook to convert conversations into what? Currency, not cash, currency, because relationships are how you build. And then my fourth book, The Pitch Queen, yes, all back to back to back. Girl, I thought it was time for people to know some of the stories that you would think, talking about homelessness or addiction and all of that kind of stuff, I'd be more ashamed of that. But no, there were other stories that I knew people didn't know about me. And once you start from a place of power, I have a name. I rebuilt my brand in the last 3 years, and the trajectory of this year has been incredibly crazy. From speaking at BMW to now working with SiriusXM, Yelp, to just in the last few months, we were doing BMW on September 1st, which is the day I walked out of homelessness 4 years ago, to, flying to Vegas, where I was speaking at the IMAX America conference. And no one, I know y'all kind of told me it's a walking thing, but I did 6 speaking engagements there in 3 days. Flew out to LA for the premiere of my new show, America's Real Deal, and actually saw the first episode. Of course, it makes you cry, because if we could really be honest, it is not lost on me that I'm a Black woman, a full-figure diva that years ago people would say would never be on television. And I said, but I had vision and I knew it was coming. So to go from being a pitch trainer to the co-host with the likes of David Meltzer, Janice Bryan, Howard, Marie Osmond, these people look the same in real life. I was like, and to feel comfortable and at ease, to watch my books fly, be bought in bulk by the LinkedIn's, the Googles, and the Microsofts of the world, the Federal Reserve Bank, into a quick book, like they're buying in bulk. And so that changed my whole process of, my focus is now more on companies, corporations, foundations, and nonprofits. I do have a couple of retainer clients, but my focus was going bigger from the very beginning. So that's why when I pitched, I wanted to get on national television, not regional or local. Now, all of that matters more now. Is to do from the hyper local, regional, national, and international. But I shot big because I know that as a woman of color, if they see me do it big, and it wasn't tied to anything in the news when I started, it was simply, I'm the best in the world at what I do. And so last 4 days, went to a Mary J. Blige concert, which I so needed, even though I was tired. Friday, I literally hosted a pitch competition for Sisters in Biz Expo. Saturday, I won the literary award for the Pitch Queens. I won very major award for this book, and it's sitting right over there. And then yesterday, Corporate Diwali, I won a mayoral award for my mayor in New Jersey. And so it was so nice to have this full circle moment that I came from nothing multiple times, and I bounced back higher each and every time. But what it was through communication.
Yeah. So I've actually only known you it feels like I've known you for years. It does. It feels like I've known you for so long. I think I've only known you for less than 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting is I know that you've rebuilt yourself multiple times.
Yes.
And now you're going through this rebranding. And honestly, I could not be more excited by whatever it is that's coming is going to be amazing. Because what I need to explain to the people who are on video and people who are on audio, I met Precious through a visibility group called Innovation Women. And
that's a great group.
Really lovely group, amazing group of people. And it was just one of those things where I remember, as always, you come in, that's it, Precious is here. And you were like, here's what I'm doing, bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, oh my God, wow. And then not only are you polished, not only are you powerful, but you are completely and utterly vulnerable with people. And that's the part that really blew me away, because when I read your book and I learned more of your history, I thought I knew, having seen like your Babson, TEDx and so on, I thought I knew what you'd been through. I had no idea. And I also didn't really kind of get, it's like the energy and the passion that you bring to every single day is something that if we could bottle, I think we could solve many world problems.
Ooh.
I'm just saying, like if we could somehow manage to put it in a bottle, and how do you do that, given how hard it is to bring yourself back from nothing multiple times, but then to keep yourself powered? Because I can't imagine there's not many people that can keep up with you.
Queen, when I tell you, I hear that a lot. I also hear, wow, you're really the same in real life. Like when I got my
Mm-hmm.
award for my book, the Queen said, when I first met you, you were too much. I didn't know how to really deal with you if that was really who you were. She said, but you're so consistent and you're so real that I knew it wasn't an act. And I said, well, if we're really being honest, for 30 plus years, I was somebody else, not me. And I
Okay.
didn't trust that I could be me. And when people meet me, for some, I am too much, and then they grow into it. For others, it's also recognizing that I didn't come here to be liked.
Hmm. Well, you end up being liked. I mean,
But I didn't come, I came here to be respected. And I think that's a
okay.
totally different way of being. A lot of women, a lot of men want to be liked. I don't. I want you to respect me and also know that there is a talent, a skill set, and ability that is greatest of all time. If I allowed myself to be defined by like beauty standards and stuff like that, I wouldn't be here.
Mm,
And so the energy that I have, once you walk out of homelessness, once you walk out of your addiction and no longer allow yourself to be defined by those things, others may try to throw it, or people telling me I'm a motivational speaker. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I want you to know I'm the killer pitch master. I'm the pitch queen. I'm a communication skills expert. I am a top Fortune 500 sales train. I'm going to define who I am, not
hmm.
categorize me to these other people. I'm going to tell you who I am, and please address me as I am, right? And the energy comes from, I can't believe I survived my suicide attempt on my 38th birthday. I lived long enough to see 43 and hopefully in January 44. I think about my grandmother who saw the gift in me, and I couldn't really understand it because I was too young to know that she spoke life over me. And even though she had an eighth grade education, her thing was, you're going to turn the world up. And it took me into my 40s to be comfortable enough to tear all the worlds up.
Hmm.
And you're talking about the rebranding process. Honestly, Queen, I knew the time was coming because in order to scale and grow, we hear this, but we don't really think about it. My business is more than me. I didn't build my business to focus on me. I built it to be hired by the best to become even better. And when you think about Ric Flair, 16-time world champion, WWF, WWE, he said to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And I've beaten the best. And I'm going to have fun showing you that it can be done, whether you have money, connections, or none of those things, because I didn't either. But
Mm.
also, how do you package and position and pitch yourself to be in spaces that your money couldn't take you? And they invite you in, they open the door. I used to be, I thought I was a female MacGyver business. They open the door when I step out. They open the door. Please come in. And that's a beautiful feeling for someone who grew up in poverty. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I'm just going to hold that moment for a second because I know one of the things we were going to talk about is how creativity beats money. Um,
Mhm.
that's amazing. I mean, yeah. Please speak more on that you don't need money to get there.
Right. So, I told you when I started, I had negative $400 in my bank account and I went to the Crane Small Business Awards in New York. Could not afford the ticket, got a credit card and put it on there, not knowing that when my back is against the wall, that's when you're going to get the best. Because I got nothing to lose because I ain't got nothing. So now the best is coming out. And that led me to start the Killer Pitchmaster journey. So if my first pitch that I didn't even practice just came out, got me on national television. Then on national television, I walked away with $500,000. Then I was in 14 pitch competitions and came out on top 13 times, beating Harvard, Yale, Stanford, Columbia, cool tech companies, all these people. And I was still Black on both sides, no Brazilian butt lift, not talking about food. I'm talking about a red hot relationship with a very famous Hollywood actor. And I was going to show women who had a little bit more meat on their bones. We are snacks. Don't let the world tell you you're not. Don't let social media only make you think that only certain people deserve. I'm in my 40s. I'm supposed to be out the pasture. Oh man, I'm tired and through, baby. I'm just getting started. About to run circles around these young people. Because now I have the experience and there's that longevity. Like I see it. What did I say? What creativity can beat money? Sometimes when you have money, you'll load into this is all you need. Well, if you didn't have it, then there's something else that's built in you. How do I get there even if I don't have that? I didn't know that a Black woman could make money by speaking. I know what Oprah did. She was on television. I want to do it in business. You know what I mean? So even if I'm not a sports hero, which I'm not, I didn't do it through media. It really was the talent and being able that at the drop of a dime, you call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, say, meet you. I'm going to slaughter you. I'm going to slaughter you. It's not even a problem for me. Crust in my eyes, I'm ready. Because every opportunity to pitch or to ask a question, you should be saying your name and the name of your company, something that truly makes you stand out. And then you answer the question. You don't know who's listening in the audience. You don't answer a question, just be answering them. You don't know who's listening. It's like, hold up, I need all of that. So as a pitch queen, it's been very important for me to share with others. You pitch every day. That no good man, no good woman in your life, job you love or hate, opportunity that you may take, you may not. You're the center point of attention. Access that and use it to your advantage. So when I'm in any space, I, have strategies in my mind. But when I'm blessed with the microphone, you're going to remember Precious Williams, no matter where you are in the world. When we get on our Innovation Women speaker friends, I'm very aware that I'm going to share my successes, because oftentimes a woman of color will sit in a room with people who look nothing like them and they all have successes. And you feel you got to ask a question. No, I'm going to flex because I didn't get here because of the murder of George Floyd. I didn't get here because of this, that, and the other, or what's happening in the news. I've been doing this for 27 years. And there's an excellence to what I do. And I'm still slightly wretched at times, very professional, show up as colorful as I want to be, because I have no desire to be anybody else. And so the creativity to write my first book, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, to be told it would never sell and to go on anyway, because why not? We give so much love to Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Grant Cardone and Gary Vaynerchuk and Mel Robbins and Sarah Bakley. Okay, it's my turn. And I'm going to show you how it's really done. I'm going to show you how to ball when all odds are against you.
See, I want to ask a question, but I also want to just hold that moment, because the way you change rooms when every room you walk into. I mean, you and I went out to dinner with Kelly, and I remember okay, I have to share this with the audience. We had the most adorable waitress.
We did.
We had the cutest damn waitress ever. And she came over and she fell in love with our group. She fell in love and was so, I want to be here. I want to sit with you.
She was just like, don't let that other girl come over here. I'm like, this with us. You with us.
Yeah. She's like, don't let her wait on you. You're mine. And within minutes, this girl was like, I need to be here. The energy, the passion. And what's wonderful is, like, in the course of, like I said, it's been less than 6 months, but I'm watching your journey. I'm taking energy from it. I see you sharing it. The book is awesome. And now I know you're going to all of these places. I'm just thinking about the people who are still in that moment of, I'm not worthy, I'm not ready, because. And whether it's because they don't have money, whether it's because they think as a person of color that they're going to be given a harder time in a certain room, they probably will be. And that's not going to stop you. It shouldn't stop them. And I love that. I love what you're bringing to Babson and to the entrepreneurial groups and all of this. So what is it that made you pull yourself out of homelessness?
First, it was God, because he sent angels when I didn't even know I was worthy. When I tried to take my life, I went back to St. Louis, Missouri, because I felt like if I'm gonna start here, I'm gonna end it all here. Not knowing that Miss Joanne Francis, my social worker friend, when I was in and out of psych wards here in New York City, that she would look for me and she would fight to get me back to New York. And I would be blessed to be in crisis respite in Gramercy, beautiful place, and then get into the Byron Mission Women's Center, which I want to remind y'all is not a shelter, it's a Christ-centered life transformation program. Our food came from Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, period. We had people come in, we had companies come in to show us and help us and everything, and volunteers that truly loved us. What helped is understanding structure. See, I'm someone I just like, I don't want to be in structure anymore. I've been to college, law school, anything. But when your schedule is from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., there's no television, no cell phone. So now the distractions of the world, you can't work. So your job is to be in sisterhood. Your job is to listen to what God is saying to you because you're not distracted by what happens in the world. Can't be watching the news. Oh no. And as much as I might have chafed against it, I surrendered to it. I did what I was told. And over time, I learned to play in structure because once you start to know the rules, you can find the ways to play within them. And in many ways, I changed the Bowery because there were times like, you there's always like, if you're sick, you can have that day. I said, but what if you're mentally sick? I suffer from 2 severe mental illnesses, and people don't know that. Severe PTSD and bipolar disorder. I'm on medication. And I take my medication and I go to see my therapist and my psychiatrist. So I have moments where I need to, please allow me to just have a day. And they had never had that before, but I asked, which means I started advocating in a different way. I used my voice differently in the Bowery. If I felt that there was mistreatment, oh, I'm going to say something to the staff member. And it ain't got to be in front of everybody. However, if you do want to test me, please believe I don't have to curse or go Real Housewives on you. I'm going to let you know what time it is so you don't come back here. You know what I mean? And advocating for myself and doing that and allowing God to do a different work in me. I'm used to being the center of attention, but that's not what he wanted. He wanted me to fall back for a couple of years and start to see the beauty in others. What are other people struggling with? Because it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. Like, I don't struggle with alcohol. People can drink around me. My food better be right, though. You remember when I said that? My food better be right.
Yeah.
And also, I started to love myself for being able to not meet some Hollywood standard of what a woman should be and yet be all woman and reflect what I see in the world and women who forgot themselves. And then that's when I started telling people your flaw, your perceived flaws, age, race, class, sex, sexual orientation, differently able, disabled, whatever they want to throw on you. I want you to use it to your advantage because they never see you coming. They're used to a certain model. And if you try to play into that model, it's not going to work. So you might as well be yourself and actually understand that there's some jobs you shouldn't be having. There's certain things you need to go out there on. We tell certain people, find your bliss, do all that sort of thing. Go all in, have a gap year. I wasn't told that. And when I gave myself permission to just be precious, it changed everything. It also brought me closer to Ty Goodwin, who said, when you step into your purpose, another woman can step into hers. And it hit me in the still of the night. When we hear like grasshoppers and stuff, God would say to me, your second chapter is going to be better than your first. They say, you're never going to do this again. You're going to do it bigger. I'm thinking, word? They told these big time VIP said, I'm tired and through. He was like, I made you in them. Who you going to listen to? And when I walked out of the Bowery Mission on September 1st, I walked in with a blue dress, a blue coat, and a book bag. I walked out with movers. That's how much stuff people had given me, companies, all like I couldn't even believe it. I'm in my pastor's house and I've been here for 4 years, going on 5 now. And it's been a journey to go from a room to a 2-bedroom apartment by myself. Do you hear any kitties? You hear any kitties? I don't have any. Do you hear somebody screaming and hollering? Yeah, we live in peace in this home. How long did it take me to find peace and to be comfortable with not a lot of noise? it took a lot. And that's why I said structure. It was about remission. It was God. It was also paying attention to my grandmother who told me. She said, Oprah's gonna know my name, and I'm gonna have a name that's gonna go down in history. So I love this quote: start unknown and become legendary. And fortune favors the bold. So might as well go out there and be bold. Man, I've been an attorney. Done with that. So
Yeah, I have to ask about the attorney. So when you decided to stop being an attorney, boy, you got a lot of friction.
Ooh. Mm. Girl, when they tell you you'll never work in this town again,
Well, you've heard
they
that
tell
a
you
couple
all this stuff.
times.
I'm like, all right, that's cool.
You've
Don't know
even
my
told
name
that
before they
before.
know yours. They'll know my name before they know yours. And also, we're capable of so much more. What is that? What's that quote? Is not our darkness our light, like, and actually tapping into it. Diwali, happy Diwali, which is Festival of Lights, Indian Festival of Lights. And one of the greatest things is when you find out who you really are and shine bright like the diamond you are. You know what I mean? And so I will tell you, it's been quite an experience to tap into the light of Precious and to shine bright in the darkest night and just be like, I'm me. So if I can act up and be the bad auntie, the one that's gonna talk her talk, the one who's gonna walk that walk, the one who's gonna walk with a vengeance, and they love it when I talk because I'm not pretending. Yes, I tapped into my inner Beyonce, but it's really my inner Precious. And that's why the pitch queen surpassed the killer pitch master.
Fantastic. Well, I and so many people are going to be absolutely thrilled to see your new TV show. I cannot wait. Can you give a little more about that?
Yeah, so it's a competition show for 16 companies to get $100,000 investment in their company. They have to pitch in so many different ways. So this ain't Shark Tank. If that's what you think, it's a competition. Who's gonna win? But also, there's so many. I don't know how to explain. It's so many like crazy things that's gonna happen. Trust me, y'all. I'm gonna have Tammy Faye Baker eye makeup on. Y'all be like, "What? You gonna remember me?" And also, it's great to see different generations going head to head to see who is going to be the champion, who's going to attract the world, whose stories are the most compelling, whose brand or business are people going to feed into. So it's not just winning the title and winning the money. There's so many different ways you can freak it for media and everything like that. And that's why bringing me in is showing what is possible. A lot of people don't start with money or connections, but to be selected is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And so America's real deal. You got to be America's real deal. This ain't no fake deal. This isn't no. Come on there and show us the real tea and get it.
Fantastic. Well, I absolutely look forward every Friday to seeing you, and I will see you again. And I
Yes.
love you to death. And thank you so much for making the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
This
And
was awesome.
you'll let them know how to contact me.
Yeah, and actually, do you want to give all your shout outs for?
Yes. So everyone, again, my name is Precious Williams, proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. On LinkedIn, you can find me at Precious L. Williams, killer pitch master. Always got to stay on brand. On Twitter, I'm at Perfect Pitch P. On Facebook, I'm at Perfect Pitch P. And on Instagram, I'm at Perfect Pitches P. If you want to purchase my books, all 4 of them, from Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for Women Entrepreneurs and Speakers Only, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, the workbook, Pitching for Profit, the Bad Bitches Playbook to Convert Conversations into Currency, and the Pitch
Pitch
Queen.
Queen.
Go to my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com, and go to the Work With Me page. You can purchase all, my books. They're hand signed and sent to you, and you get tracking and all that, because you know how we do. And also, if you ever want to work one-on-one with me, or if you need group training, or if there's some companies, corporations, foundations, and nonprofits who need a different way of baiting, attracting, and closing with ease, attracting a different target market, and just slaying all competition, please check out my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. On YouTube, I'm Perfect Pitches by Precious, and I'd love to see you again. I'm Precious Williams, Killer Pitch Master, aka the Pitch Queen, and I'd love for you all to reach out to me so we can connect.
Fantastic. And on that note, I'm just going to say that if this is not ongoing mastery for presenting and speaking, I don't know what else is. So this would be the exact embodiment of what it is that we're doing with this podcast. So please check out Precious, come join us, and we will all see you next week. Thank you so much.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.